Assalamualaikum and good day. My name Muhammad FAIZ bin Muhammad BAHREN and I will begin our group presentation titled Level of Awareness of Political Parties Among CFS Students. Firstly, the problem we identify is that many CFS students are unaware of Malaysian political parties' ideologies and roles. This leads to political apathy and uninformed voting. Some students don't even know who Member of Parliament is, which reflects a lack of political engagement. The political concept behind this issue involves political parties like PN and UMNO that compete in election. It also connects to political culture, where the low interest and knowledge among youth suggests a parochial political culture, especially after the voting age was lowered through Undi 18. For our methodology, we will distribute an online survey through WhatsApp and Telegram to 15 until 70 CFS students. The survey includes Likert scale and multiple choice questions to assess their knowledge of political parties and local representatives. Lastly, we predict that most students will show low political awareness. This could be due to limited political education and the belief that politics is only for adults, causing many to avoid voting or engaging in national issues. That's all from me. Thank you, and I will now pass to the next presenter.
Next, let's move for the response result from the survey that we have conducted through Google Form about awareness of Malaysian political parties among CFS students. Most students familiar with the major political parties like Pakatan Harapan, Barisan Nasional and Perikatan Nasional. Many are also aware of newer parties such as Muda. However, fewer students recognize parties like Pejuang and Warisan. Only a very small number of students have not heard of any political parties at all. Next, we ask students about their awareness of Malaysia's current federal government leadership. Most students currently choose Pakatan Harapan as the leading party. Some mention other parties like Barisan Nasional, Perikatan Nasional and DAP. A few selected other parties like Warisan, while no one chose Pejuang or Muda. There were also some students who said they don't know. This shows that while many students are politically aware, there are still some who are unsure or confused. This can be related to parochial political culture, where individuals have low awareness or interest in national politics. One possible reason why some students are unsure about who leads the federal government is their level of exposure to political news. From our survey, we found that most students only follow political news rarely or sometimes. Only a small number follow it often or very often. And a few said they never follow it at all. Most of them said they get the political information from social media. Many also rely on TV news, online news portal, and conversation with family and friends. Only a smaller group get political info from lectures or university talks, and just a few say they don't follow political news at all. When it comes to political leaders, most of students name Tan Sri Anwar Ibrahim, making him the most recognized leader in the data. They can also name other political leaders like Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, YB Syed Saddiq, and a few more. They also believe that political awareness is important for Malaysian youth. Even some of them are not sure and disagree of it essential. When it comes to interest in attending political awareness or event, respondents are either open to or unsure about attending a political awareness event. Only a smaller portion say they are not interested.
Hi everyone, today I want to talk about political participation among Malaysian youth, especially students, and how it relates to our political parties. First, let's talk about political participation. Political participation means the way that citizens like you and me get involved in politics, voting, discussing the issues, attending events, or even just sharing information on social media. But it's more than just activities. It's actually a part of what we call a political culture that share beliefs, values, and attitudes that shape how people see politics and their role in it. For example, a strong political culture encourages us to be active, to ask questions, and to hold leaders accountable. But from the survey, most students say only sometimes or even rarely they follow political news. That means a lot of us might know the basics but aren't always engaged in activities such as influencing, decisions. That's a sign that political participation as a part of our political culture still has room to grow. Now let's connect that to political parties. Most students recognize big parties such as Barisan Nasional, Pakatan Harapan, and Perikatan Nasional, but their understanding on how these parties actually function is still pretty moderate. And although many could name leaders such as IBRAHIM and Sadiq, there's still a gap in knowing what these parties stand for and how they impact our lives. To strengthen our democracy, we need to bridge the gap by not just recognizing parties and leaders, but also by understanding their policies, engaging in discussions, and participate actively. That's how we build a healthy political culture where people care, participate, and hold leaders accountable.
From the survey results, many students are aware of major political parties and leaders because they are more visible in the media and on social platforms. However, some students show limited knowledge or confusion. This reflects signs of parochial political culture where individuals have low political awareness and limited involvement in national affairs. They may not see politics as relevant to their daily life, which is why they don't follow political news regularly. If this parochial political culture continues, students may remain passive or uninterested in politics, leading to a less informed generation of voters. However, the fact that many students still believe political awareness is important and are open to attending related events shows there is potential to shift toward a more participatory political culture. With better education, engaging platform, and more relatable content, students can become more politically aware and active in the future.
Next, let's continue the Islamic concept that relates with the political participation, which is Al-Amru bil-Ma'ruf wa-Nahy anil Munkar, or in English, enjoining what is right and forbidding what is wrong. This principle is clearly stated in the Quran. In Surah Al-Imran, verse 104, Allah says, "Let there arise from among you a group of people inviting to all that is good, enjoining what is right, and forbidding what is wrong. It is they who will be successful." This verse shows that as Muslims, we are encouraged to be actively involved in shaping a justice and moral society. We are not meant to stay silent or ignore what happened in our country, especially when it comes to the leadership, governance, and policies. In our context as students and youth, political participation can mean many things. Learning about political parties, voting when we are eligible, attending political forums, or even speaking out against injustice or corruption. All of these are ways we can apply the Islamic duty of enjoining goods and forbidding evil. So, participating in politics is not just a civic responsibility. In Islam, it's also a spiritual duty, one that brings us closer to the values of justice, truth, and accountability that our religion upholds. So let's play our role to stay informed and help build a better society, both as citizen and Muslim.
Next, Islamic values that can relate with the political concept, which is political party, is an amanah. Political parties aren't just groups that contest election only, but they also carry the responsibility to represent the people interest, to propose a policy which is manifesto that talk about their outline, about their promise to the public, and also making the real life decision that can affect and then also that can shape the society. Because in Islam, this type of responsibility that were made by political party is known as an amanah, which means sacred trust that must be upheld with the integrity. When a political party includes promises in its manifesto, such as reform job creation, economic growth, or lower the gas prices, and those promises are actually an amanah as a leader to the public. If the leader fail to deliver an amanah without any valid reason, they are essentially breaking the amanah. It can cause this weakens public trust and damages democratic values. This is Islamic evidence that relate with the amanah. In Surah An-Nisa verse 58, Allah said, "Indeed, Allah commands you to render trust to whom they are due, and when you judge between people, judge with justice. Excellent is that which Allah instructs you. Indeed, Allah is ever hearing and seeing." In this Quranic ayah actually highlight two essential Islamic principles, which is the first one is talk about the leadership and authority, such as the authority that forming a government or representing the people. Actually, what they are doing is an amanah, and they must be carried out honestly. And the second is about the judgment, like choosing a leader or supporting political party must be based on justice and informed understanding. You are not voting because of emotion or bias. Amanah it actually doesn't only apply to a politician leader, but it can also apply to us as the voters. For instance, if we vote based on popularity appearance or social media trends rather than a party ideology, rather than policy, rather than or track records, we just voting in choosing leader without any understanding about party ideology. What we are doing right now is actually risking in choosing a leader who may either build the nation or lead it in a wrong direction that can cause oppression in that country.